Alrighty folks, this is Lurch from Airline Gaming and welcome back to From the Depths. I'm here with Ruger. Say hello, Ruger.
Hello.
And we're going to be covering some of the changes in the new patch that is now whisking its way to the stable branch for everyone to play with. We've already covered a bit of the changes in some of our previous videos, but we're going to do a quick rundown of the major stuff coming your way. There are an absolute ton of them, so let's get rolling with the major ones. First up, we have Localised Resources. This is an optional new system that completely overhauls how the campaign is played. Instead of having your resources available to all ships all the time, you must now have them stored in the various new resource boxes and transfer resources between the ships. Now is a great opportunity to build some dedicated transport vehicles. They'll be handy for moving large amounts of resources around the map. You can create dedicated transit fleets for this in the UI, and that helps to automate just a little bit of the clicking. There's a really cool oil refinery system that you can build to help with your fuel production, and you're going to need a lot of fuel, let me tell you. Just be sure to have your refineries above sea level, because they won't function whenever they're submerged. Repair testicles, damn it, Ruger! As I was saying, the repair tentacles and repair bots now need onboard resources to do their work. Don't worry though, you can place some miscellaneous storage blocks that can hold some or all of them. In the designer, resource stores will fill whenever your bot is on the vehicle. You just have to sort of stand around. I did a first look at this system whenever it was initially pushed to the devtest branch, so you can go and have a wee look at that.
Well, other news, remember all those big shell part boxes that filled your ships with exploding boxes of fun? Well, they're gone now.
Hurrah!
So what we're left with is just the shell customizer and the ammo customizer blocks. These can be linked up to your input feeders in a similar fashion as before. And now we have cool UI info to tell us which customizer you're selecting and what parts it uses. The camera will also move to the customizer if you're not in build mode. But don't get excited yet, because now advanced cannons eat up ammo like a hungry tramp on a packet of biscuits. So start building some ammo processors, because I'm pretty sure passive ammo regen from ammo barrels went down as well. Some changes to the heat warheads as well. You can now set how much power from your HE warheads that you want to go into your shape charge, and other stuff about penetration. Ooh. Thankfully, Nick has graciously provided us with extensive descriptions on how this stuff all works, and we'll probably do a video on it.
There has been a big change to how HE and flak warheads interact with metal armor. Now previously, blocks received the square root of its armor value against the damage. It now receives the full armor amount, meaning that HE and flak do a whole lot less damage whenever you use them against armored targets. I'm really glad Nick added the new heat mechanics. Overall, your ships will last quite a bit longer in fights. It does sound like it would take a lot of fun out of it by reducing the damage, but across all the weapon systems, the damage feels a whole lot better now.
Well, I love the way the wood now gets blown away and exposes the metal skeleton underneath. Looks so cool. But anyway, you like missiles, right? Well, tough. Now they take twice as long to reload. You liked super fast murder death bullets as well, yeah? Well, be prepared to have your jimmies thoroughly rustled, because the repellent powder got a touch of the old Nerf bat. But hey, on the plus side, solid body warheads and sabot body warheads swoop in to save the day with shocking usefulness. And the cannons now display their correct accuracy. Ooh yeah.
Hoorah! Yeah, so there's also been a massive factions update for the campaign. The Deepwater Guard and Onyx Watch now have difficulty tiers all the way up to Godly, and most faction ships have been outfitted with the localized resource crates and fuel engines, including a new, even scarier flying squirrel. Some horrible person decided to add a shield and a whole bunch more missiles, and it will no doubt cause whole bouts of rage-induced alopecia. Early game isn't going to be a cakewalk anymore, and if you ramp the difficulty slider up, you better bloody well mean it. Laser power costs have been reduced by 20% to account for the lower power budget with the new engines. I guess it's time to let Ruger talk about his favourite new toy then.
Armageddon engines. Hey, remember that 10 million power battleship you built? Well, let's have a collective moment of silence. That's enough. That's you get spamming shields. Anyway, new fuel engines are totally awesome. I must confess they made me fill my pantaloons with warm joy. They look so cool. And we covered these already, so go check out that video if you haven't already. And if you haven't, why not? Explain yourself.
Now, if all these things weren't enough to make you rebuild all of your ships, get ready for this. Air pumps have got a bit of an update too. They now provide buoyancy like they would in real life, rather than at the centre of mass as they used to. This means that you can now use air pumps to effectively stabilise your ship based on where the actual air pockets are. The airspace obviously has to remain unbreached to maintain its buoyancy, so a big dirty hole in the side of your ship will actually cause your ship to capsize now rather than to just sink straight down. We also got Explosive Reactive Armour, or ERA for ease of speakiness. This stuff is dedicated protection against both heat and frag warheads, and when hit by either of these damage types, the reactive armour is destroyed but takes the fragments with it. It sort of clears all the ones out ahead of it. The armour won't work again until it's been repaired. This stuff can be used to stop a frag missile maybe one-shotting a small plane, or maybe protecting your ammo from heat shells by having a layer inside your outer hull armour. It's pretty cool stuff.
So another cool thing is new PID controllers that you can use to stabilize your newly rebuilt vehicles. And I haven't so much as even looked at them. Mainly because I can't use them as a weapon yet, but also because they are silly complex, and the last time I looked at stuff like this was in uni like 4 years ago. So don't come pestering me, go to the wiki and read up, and that's Wikipedia because these are actual industrial tools. Speaking of industrial tools, back to Lurch.
Hey, steady on. Finally, there are a litany of smaller changes that we thought we would mention too. Now this is by no means a full list. Nick has been a very busy chap with the tweaking and bug fixes, so here we go. Now 8-meter autoloaders now actually hold 8-meter shells, a bit like Ruger's mother.
Oh, whoa!
Unlucky. Next, custom jet engines now need clearance behind the exhaust or compressor to be able to work, much like a regular jet engine, and they've been reworked so that fuel usage is more proportional to the actual thrust provided. There's also new glass blocks in all lovely shapes and sizes of the other building blocks, and you get a nice experience bonus in the campaign if you're playing at a higher difficulty.
We now get a massive boost to explosive blast radius. It goes from 10 meters all the way up to 11. That's right. Nick turned it up to 11. One larger.
Haha, Spinal Tap would be proud. Now, just when you're talking about explosives, just note whenever you say 11 meters, it's actually a 23 meter diameter. It's a huge explosion. And a 23 meter diameter explosion will actually have fallen off to 0 damage by 23 meters because there's like a fall off mechanic on the HE shells. Whereas a 40 meter explosion will still be doing huge damage across those 23 meters, so increasing the explosion radius is by no means pointless once you go above the 23 meters diameter. And that's basically completely paraphrased from something Nick said.
For years they told us smoking was bad for you. Well, now it's also bad for your resources as well, because smoke deployers now use both fuel and ammo. But hey, now lasers are no longer there just for show. There's also a cool new complex controller mode for spin blocks, for setting all spin blocks to spin at a certain speed. Means you can build all kinds of weird planes and stuff, but you'll probably just use it to build flying golden penis helicopters because you're a horrible person or something.
Rigger, I really can't take you anywhere, can I?
You don't take me anywhere anyway.
Yeah, I wonder why. Last but by no means least, solid clips are in. They are the same as regular ammo clips for the advanced cannons, only they don't render the shells, and this will really help your frame rate if you have a lot of cannons on your ships. They also include a tasty little +1 to their armour value. I like still using the regular clips for testing cannons while I'm building them, but the solid clips are really great for a production model, so you can put them on like the final build of your ship. I think that about covers all the major changes that have happened during the dev test. Now I'm sure there are things we've missed, and by the time I've rendered this video, Nick has probably patched the game 3 times. It's always a bloody struggle. But at the same time, mega props to the super dev Mr. Nick Smart and his wily, uber talented backup squad. It's been about 2 months since the last stable patch, and there's been more content in this short time than many AAA studios will add in a year or more. We can hardly keep up with the changes, and that's testament to the great work these guys are doing.
You know, I don't think that guy actually sleeps.
I bet he's like a robot or a computer pretending to be a human. I really hope you enjoyed this little summary of the new stable build. Any likes, subs or comments are really awesome. I love hearing from you guys and I read every single comment. Do you want to take us out, Ruger?
Alright. Take it good and have a bloody handy day. Is that it?
Oh, man.